Hello, user 14539209. Hello, welcome. Win Ngan, Hali, Dang Win. Hello, Han Pham, Lily Garden. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. Hello, hello. Hằng Hiu Lan, Yuen Win. Welcome. All right, guys. So we're going to do some speaking practice today. This is the IELTS Hackers live stream. We do this about 2 or 3 times a week now, and today's going to be real chill. We're just going to do some speaking practice, some IELTS speaking practice, a variety of different topics, and anybody, if you want to join the live stream, just request it, and you can join the live stream and answer a question, and I'll give you some feedback on your English. Hello, Lee. Hello, Chum Lee. So my name is Alex. I've been a teacher in Vietnam for over 10 years. And the last year, I've been so fortunate because I've been able to work on the IELTS Hackers project. And this project is our own English course for Vietnamese students. And we have an app in development now. We've written a book, and we're really excited about it because it came from my time in the classroom and seeing what I thought worked best with my students. And so we wrote a book, and now we're developing an app with videos and interactive activities and games and an AI scoring system for students. So you can get some feedback using AI on your speaking and your writing. So it's really exciting. We're almost finished. We've been working on this thing almost a year now, and the app is in like the final stages. We're testing it. We're fixing some of the bugs, and it should be ready to go pretty soon. Yeah, I'm here just to do some speaking practice today. We'll do a variety of different topics. Hello, Nga. Hello, have a nice day. Lee Min Hugh, you have a nice day as well. Hello, Anqua. Hello, Celine Moon. Kim Boss. Hello, Nico. All right, so we have some different topics here. Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. So Nga asks, where are you from? So I'm from Chicago in America. So that's where I grew up, but I've lived in Vietnam in Con Thơ for over 10 years almost now. So, this is like my home now, but I do miss my home. Kim Boss says, Thái ơi, em muốn học. Okay, you can join. You can join the live stream. Học đi. Yes, Dao, I am a teacher. lately I've been working a lot on this project, on this app, and writing the book, the IELTS Hackers book. So I haven't been teaching that much, but I do these live streams, and it's really great. You know, we can go on, we can reach lots of people in Vietnam, and do some speaking practice. You guys can join. So I'll invite somebody soon. You can join the live stream. You can answer an IELTS question. So I'm living now in Con Tum, Vietnam. Yeah. I can speak a little Vietnamese. Chup chup. I would say that I am operationally fluent in Vietnamese, meaning I can operate in Vietnam. I can travel. I can order food. I can meet people. I can get information. I can get directions. I can do what I need to do, but I can't have deep conversations with people. I can't really connect in a deep way. So I am lacking. So you guys inspire me. When you come on here and you practice your English, and even in front of strangers, and it inspires me to practice my Vietnamese. I definitely need to get better at Vietnamese. So Wayne Trang says, welcome to Hue. I love Hue. Hue is a beautiful city in Vietnam. I think it's like the ancient city, right? And it's a short drive from Da Nang. So I love Hue and Hoi An and all those little places around there. It's really beautiful. So HYU Man says, where are you from, bro? Hey, bro. I'm from Chicago in America. Yeah. I grew up a little bit outside of the city, in the suburbs, and now I live in Vietnam. This is my home now. Van Milano, I live in Cai Rang district in Cu Den Cơ Tin Lao. I don't know if you know that. All right. Yeah, please ask me some questions if you want. So in Con Tum, I've been here over 10 years now, mostly in Con Tum. I lived in Saigon for a short time, but I found that it really didn't suit me there. And I moved back to Con Tum. I really love this city here. It's peaceful. It's big enough. It's, traditional mostly, but I was a teacher for a long time, and then I joined a company called DSS Education. And this is a wonderful education agency here in Vietnam. We have offices all over the country helping Vietnamese people get jobs and to study in other countries like Australia. Thank you, Tracy, for your rose. And we provide the training. So the skills, the vocational skills, and the English training, which is a really difficult part. The getting adults who many times are not very good at English and getting them to an IELTS score of 5 to 6.0. It's a real challenge. So I came here about a year ago, and I came in as a teacher, and then I got the opportunity to move into a director role, and then move on to this project, which is really exciting. So this is the IELTS Hackers project. Thank you, Tracy, for your rose. You guys are so nice. Come on, yeah. Oh, man, you used to study at Theo University. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, big green university, right? Very green. And yeah, I almost taught there. They asked me to teach there once, but I didn't take that job. But hopefully you got a good job out of college. I think that's like a medical college, right? I'm not sure, but yes, I am Bing Bong. Bing Bong says, do you love Con Tum? I do love Con Tum. I think I've fallen in love with this city. Before I came here, I stayed here for about 6 months. Then I went back to America to work, and I just started to miss it. I missed the style and the lifestyle, and the food. The food is great. I mean, everywhere in Vietnam is great, but I've grown accustomed to Can Tha. I know where all the good spots are, all the good restaurants are. So, yeah, I really do love it here. Um, What's my job? So I am the director of the DSS English Center here in Can Tha, and I'm also the manager of this project, the IELTS Hackers Project, which is an app that we're developing, and we've written a book, and we're almost finished with it. We'll be launching it soon. So we're doing some live streams, we're spreading the word, and we're going to do some speaking practice here with you guys very soon. So we have some guests who want to join. But first, we have another question from Lewis. Hello, Lewis. Thank you for your question. He says, could you share some tips to improve accent? So that's a good question, Lewis. My tip for you is don't worry about your accent. Okay, accent is different than pronunciation. Sometimes your accent can be very strong and it interferes with your pronunciation. But you can still have an accent and have good pronunciation. Your accent is who you are. Unless you want to be an actor and be in movies, you don't really need to change your accent. Actors and actresses, they need to hire a voice coach sometimes, and they need to adopt a new accent, right? For IELTS or for getting better at English, the accent doesn't really matter much. It's the pronunciation that matters. But, some people, they tell me they want to speak like an American or they want to speak like a British person, right? Well, you can watch movies and try to mimic them, mimic the intonation. British English and American English versus Australian English is quite different, and there's a lot of subtle, small details that are different. So you got to find those out and listen and mimic those sounds. Okay, well, thank you for your questions. Anybody want to join? Oh, the people who wanted to join left. Sorry, I was answering questions. Yeah, if you want to join, okay, we have somebody who wants to join. DP Foam.
Hello. Hello,
Hello,
sir.
how are you today?
I'm good, and how are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. Where are you from?
I'm from Vietnam.
And what's your hometown?
I live in the capital of Vietnam, in
Oh,
Hanoi.
Hanoi. Wow, great.
Do you live?
I've never been there. That's one place I haven't been. I've been mostly around the south of Vietnam, but I haven't been much to the north. So,
Oh, so
how
where do you live?
I live in Can Tha.
Oh, I see.
Have you been there before?
No, I don't have a chance to be there.
Okay.
I hope in the future I can go to the south of Vietnam.
Yeah, and I hope in the future I can go to the north of Vietnam. So, great. Okay,
Yes,
well, are you ready for your IELTS question?
yes, okay. I'm ready.
So, let's start with a part one. We'll choose the topic environment. This is a very common topic on the IELTS test nowadays is the environment, right? It's a hot topic. So, my first question for you is what do you do to help the environment?
I think there are several ways to protect the environment. For me, I usually eat healthy food so that I can protect my health and also contribute to the environment. And I also do not lethal the get. I do not litter, so that's I can reduce the the rubbish to the environment.
Excellent. Very
Yeah.
good. Is environmental awareness popular in your country?
I think in the past people do not like conscious much about the environment, but now with the develop of technology, and people try to we have much of advertisement that's related to the environment campaigns, so that I think the awareness of people about the environment is really good.
Great. Excellent. Foam. Wow. Great answers. High five to you.
Thank you.
No, those were not easy topics. So, really good. Good vocabulary, good fluency, good pronunciation. Your grammar was good. Not much to say. That's a high 6 or 7. There was only 2 questions, right? But that was really good. Just some little mistakes, like everybody does this. The much and many, right? You said
Yeah.
there are much advertisements, right? Advertisements is countable, so we want to say there were many advertisements,
Yes.
and this is
Okay.
a small thing, but the thing is, we use those all the time when we're speaking. So if you make those mistakes, they'll add up, and you'll make those mistakes a lot. So I know it's hard, those little things with grammar, like articles and quantifiers and adverbs like that. So it's hard to say those correctly all the time, and it's not a big deal, but anything we can do to improve our grammar score, that will help. So good job, Foam. Excellent.
It's okay. Thank you.
All right, we'll choose somebody else. Thank you. They said one of our number one fans says your tie is nice. Thank you. It's striped today. I have a striped tie today. Thank you, Daly. Yes, Princess, you can join. Pink Princess.
So, can I ask you some questions?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm gonna take the IELTS exam in this end of this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I want to improve my speaking. And do you have some advice for me?
Sure. Yeah, lots of practice. Um,
Yeah.
you know, you have to look at the rubric, right? You know what the 4 criteria are on the rubric, right? What are they?
Yeah. I'm struggling in task 2 because I
Okay.
do not have much idea to talk and some vocab too.
Okay. Well, we'll ask a few more people to join, and if nobody else wants to join later, you can come on. You can do a part 2 question, but part 2 is difficult, right? You have to structure it right. And just remember this, you're telling a story. So just think about yourself at a cafe and you're telling a friend a story. And what does every story have? It has a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? The beginning is you're setting the scene. You're giving the background. And this is easy, right? You can just talk about what was going on. Where were you? What did it look like? Who was around you? What was the weather like, right? You want to paint the scene, and you can spend 30 seconds. That's a huge part of the 2 minutes. That's what, a fourth of the time, setting the scene, or even longer, right? And then you get into the main point of the story, and then it's usually about how you feel or the resolution at the end. So grammar is important. Using the past tense is usually important, and just having a toolbox of things that will help you keep going if you find yourself in trouble, right? Like constantly asking yourself why, right? Why? Or another one is the past, present, future technique, right? Where you talk a little bit about the past, you talk a little bit about the present, and then you talk a little bit about the future, right? And just remember the part 2 is not like you don't have to get the question right. You can make up things. They're not testing your knowledge or your explanation of the experience. They're testing your English. So you can talk about some other things that are slightly like the topic, and you just want to be able to speak for, up to, a minute and a half. That's a good target. And focus on using a variety of grammar. That's where a lot of even good English speakers, they don't hit their potential because they don't use the variety of grammar. They're using good vocab, they have good fluency, they have good pronunciation, and even their grammar is good, but they only use like 1 or 2 tenses. So you want to practice using a variety of tenses. And past tense is going to help you, past simple, present perfect, past perfect, past perfect continuous, past continuous. If you can use those 4 correctly, you're going to get a really high band score. And then already I can see your pronunciation is good, your vocab is good, and vocab can always get better. Like you can never stop learning vocab. There's always more vocab to learn. Grammar is different. Grammar, you can learn all the grammar, right? Like there's a ceiling to grammar. If you learn that grammar and you're good at it, then that's set, then you don't have to worry about that anymore. And then you continually learn, more advanced vocabulary, more vocabulary that's specific to certain topics, idioms, collocations, stuff like that. So you're already at a good level. You're like, you're at the top, but to get a little bit higher, you're going to have to do some unconventional things like reading more. You should be reading a lot now, reading novels, reading articles, spending a lot of your free time reading good writing. That will help a lot with your grammar and your vocabulary.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you
Phong?
very much.
No
Yes, thank you very
problem.
much. Okay.
Sure, Miss Lee, I will answer your question. Someone says, hello, how are you? I'm very good, thank you. And good evening to you, Miss Lee. Oh, Hartford School. Wow. Hartford in Ho Chi Minh City, right? 1246990 with Mr. Heen Ween, right? The IELTS school. Is that right? Wow, that was a long time ago. That's funny. Yeah, that must have been like 7 years ago. I taught at IELTS school. I think it was Hartford. I don't know. Or was it Kanta? I don't have a good memory. So, okay, Peak Princess has been waiting a long time. So we'll let... Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, hello,
Okay.
teacher.
Hello, Pink Princess. How are you today?
I'm just great. I just finished doing exercise, and then I see your live stream, and I just wanted to test my skills, so I take part
Sure.
in.
Great. Well, that's very healthy of you to do some exercise. I think we should choose that topic. What do you
Oh,
think?
yeah, it's up to you.
Okay. So, Miss Pink Princess, do you prefer indoor or outdoor exercise?
Well, I say that I prefer doing exercise inside my home because in my house I have the running machine, so I can like run with the machine without caring about the weather outside. And sometimes I also like follow the schedule of some online coach. So on YT. Okay, so I prefer staying at home because it's much more convenient for me.
Good. Okay. How often do you exercise?
Well, actually, at this time when I have to work around the clock, I can only do exercise like 2 or 3 times a week, and I will do it depends on my health that day. Like if I feel healthy and I'm in a good mood, I would like do 30-minute exercise. And if that day I feel a little bit tired, I may do just like 10-minute exercise. Yes.
Good. Let's do a little bit more difficult question for you.
Okay.
How has the health of people changed over the years in your country? So, for example, are people, or another way to phrase this question is, do you think that people are healthier now than in the past? Why or why not?
Well, from my perspective, I think people now is healthier than they used to be in the past. I think the reason is that in the past, our country is kind of poor and we didn't have enough food for everyone. So maybe they didn't have healthy diet to gain weight to be healthy. And now when with the economic development, yes, a lot of people have enough food, and they also have the approach to the healthcare system. So I think they will be healthier than people in the past. Yes.
Wow, that's really good. Good job, Pink Princess. High five to you.
Yay.
Yeah, good. Very natural. I can see that you're thinking in English, like the way you speak, it's coming from just a really in a natural way. And you use some really good phrases, like from my perspective, and you used the grammar correctly. Some small little things. I see
Yeah.
sometimes you make mistakes with articles like
Yes.
is and are. Just like, from, it's so common that little things like much and many, is
Yeah.
and are, the and these little details. That's where the only feedback I could have for you is the mistakes in the little things, right?
Yes.
But those little things add up. So it's a good idea for you to, I think, record yourself. And nowadays, there's so many good transcription apps, right? Like
Yes.
I use the free one, speechnotes.com, a lot. And you can record yourself, look at the text, and then identify what mistakes you're making with those small little grammatical things, and
Yes.
that will help it too. And Chat GPT is good for that. You can talk into Chat GPT, and you can answer these questions that I'm giving you, and you can
Yes.
do this on our app as well. We have an app coming out that will do this very thing, where it will correct your grammar for you, and you can see those mistakes. And
Yes.
another thing is reading. I keep saying this, anybody like you or Foam who come onto this live stream and demonstrate a really good level, like at least competent level, like band score 6.5, you already are quite good at English. So how do you get better? Reading is the number one thing. Reading good writing, right? If you read
Yes.
an article, that article has been proofreaded and edited maybe 10 times, so you know that it is perfect grammar, it is advanced grammar, it is advanced vocabulary, so you're going to get like really good English. So when you read, you learn grammar, you learn vocabulary. So those would be my top tips for you.
Okay, actually, I used to take the IELTS test one time in the past, and at that time, my speaking score was 6.5, and actually, it was about 2 years ago, and
Okay.
I'm still working on it. I think that my pronunciation is better, but I wonder. Actually, my goal for the next time will be 7 or 7.5. So I wonder how could I like, yeah, from your advice as well. But I think I wonder my level now is this a little bit better, or like I have to try much. Yeah.
Well, you have to look at the rubric, right? When you have to look at those very detailed descriptors for the band score. So when you look at a 6 or 6.5, that is a competent user of English. Look at those descriptors. That's where you are, or that's where you were. Then look at the 7, 7.5 descriptors, and that's where you need to go. You just need to tick the boxes, right? And usually it's vocabulary and grammar. Like if you get a 6.5, that means your fluency was probably quite good because they could understand everything you were saying, and you answered all the questions, you spoke for the right amount of time. That's competent. But to get to the advanced band scores, you need to use a large variety of grammar, and you got to use more idioms, more collocations, more advanced vocabulary, more descriptive adjectives in your part 2 and your part 3. And I think your pronunciation is good. You have good intonation. The stress and the ups and downs of your English is really quite good. Like I said before, you can never stop learning vocab, right? Even me, I was a journalist in Chicago, so I like to think that I have a pretty good vocabulary, right? I wrote for newspapers, I wrote articles, but there's a lot of topics that even there's a lot of vocabulary about those topics I don't even know about, right? There's different worlds of vocabulary, business vocab or technology vocab, right? So you could never stop learning vocab and getting better at, articulating your ideas. There is no ceiling to that. So that would be my tip for you, is to read more. Look at what are the most common topics in IELTS speaking, right? Health and fitness, fashion, environment, travel, social media, a skill that you learned, a time that you traveled somewhere, an important person in your life, right? Work-life balance, public transportation, cultural diversity. Find those topics, read articles about them, and then you're going to record those new vocab that you learned, and your vocab is just going to get way better. And study those descriptors in the rubric of the IELTS speaking test. It's all online. It's all there for you, right? And to get a 5 or a 6, you don't need to do that, right? You just need to demonstrate decent English, and you can get a 5 or a 6. You don't need to, look and be very specific about everything in the rubric. But to get to 7 or 8 or 9, yeah, you do. You need to find those descriptors, and you need to make sure that you tick all those boxes, because if you miss one, you're going to, get dropped down to the lower band scores.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you so much.
No
I have
problem.
one more question that
Sure.
when can you tell us your live stream schedule?
Well, we do one live stream that is set every Friday at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Me and my partner, Mr. Wilson, we do a topic, we do some games, and we do some practice like I'm doing now. And then also, I just usually Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll come on in the evening and do what I'm doing now, just doing some speaking practice. So
Uh,
you'll have to, just follow us and,
I did.
Okay, good.
I did, and then I will come back next time to practice and get your feedback again.
Great. Well,
Okay.
welcome. Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
You're very, you have a great spirit, and I have no doubt that you can hit the target that you desire.
Thank you so
Princess.
much. I'm going
Okay.
to have a Korean lesson next, so I will go now.
Okay.
Thank you so
Great.
much.
Goodbye.
Bye.
All right. Who's next? We have 4 people here. Let's do Net. Hello, Net.
Hello, teacher.
How old are you?
9 years old.
9? I don't know if that is allowed on here. On TikTok live streams. Are you allowed to do this? Are you with your parents?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you studying for IELTS?
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to go on IELTS test.
You're very young to take the IELTS test.
But I already have a test like movers and starters.
Okay. Where do you live?
I live in Ho Chi Minh City.
Wow, your English is quite good. Do you study at an English center?
Yes.
What center?
I think it's Kina English. Kina English.
Kina. Oh, I don't know it. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, are you ready for your IELTS question?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's choose an easy one for you. Leisure time. What do you do in your free time?
I go to the museum with my parents.
Oh, great. Why do you like the museum?
Because I can see the old pictures and some audio guide.
Okay, good. How have your leisure activities changed since you were a little kid?
I think it's not much. It's something like if I don't remember it, I can remember why I'm doing homework because it's choose the longest sentences. It's ask me.
Okay. So how about this? What free time activities would you like to try in the future?
I think I going to the airport. The airport. I want to travel to different places in United States of America.
Oh, great. Why do you want to go to the United States?
Because I can have a lot of tests to I have something good and test. I will become a pro in English.
A bro.
Yeah.
You want to be a bro.
Yeah.
What is a bro?
I think so. I can become a pro to teach some kids.
Oh, pro.
Pro.
Pro. Okay. I thought you said bro, like brother.
Yeah.
Okay, a pro. Great. Well, your English is really good. I would say you're going to become bilingual. You'll be just as good as English as you are in Vietnamese, that's great. So good English and good answers. You're very natural already, so keep studying. I think that you're doing great already at 9 years old. You're answering IELTS style questions. So I think you got to be at least 15 or 16 to take the IELTS test. I'm not sure the age limit. So you're probably too young, but you can keep practicing. And I'm sure you can get a very high score when you eventually take it.
Yeah. If I have a flyer test, I will come back and talk to you.
Okay.
Because flyer is very difficult and hard.
It is difficult. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Because I just try my English. I just test my English to ready to test, have a flyer test.
Okay, great. Well, join us again. What's your name?
My name is Phi Long.
Philam. Well, join us again, Philam. Thank you so much. High five to you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, teacher. See you again.
See you again. Okay, let's do Serene. Hello, Serene. Hello. Can you hear me?
Hi,
How are you?
can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm good. Hi, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for joining. Where do you live?
I live in Hanoi, Vietnam.
Okay, cool. The capital, huh? Have you ever been to Kanta?
Not yet, but I hope one day.
Okay, great. So, have you taken the IELTS test before?
I'm going to take an IELTS exam. Maybe in this October.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you have some time then to practice.
Yes, but I'm so nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous. I see your English is already quite good. Let's
Thank
do a little difficult question. Let's do an IELTS part 3 question for you. How about that?
Okay, let's try.
Okay. Let's do this topic. This topic is common. It's the work-life balance topic, right?
Okay.
So this question is, how can people achieve a better work-life balance?
Oh, wow, it's a tough question because I know that there are a lot of people out there are struggling with striking a balance between work and balance. But from my perspective, I guess that we need to have a well thought out plans for our life. Yeah, because I guess that's the root cause to lead to unbalanced and life. Work and life is because we do not have a certain plan for our life, for what we should prioritize in our life and what we should not pay too much attention to. So yeah, I mean, a well thought out plan is the key here.
What role should employers play in ensuring their employees are not overworked?
Sorry, what do you mean? Could you repeat?
What role should the employers, meaning the companies, have
Yeah.
in ensuring their employees are not overworked?
Well, mm, the many roles the employers should have. Um, I guess that's the first thing is they should have better understanding of their employees. What kind of work they should assign to specific employee in the workplace. So, yeah, that's what I think.
Good.
It's a tough question. I haven't thought
know.
about it before. Yes.
That's a tough question, but you did quite well. And the first question, you did excellent. That sounded like you prepared for that question. You used idioms, you structured it well, you introduced it, you gave examples, you concluded it, a lot of good phrases, the root cause, that's really advanced. You kind of made a little mistake with the pronunciation of cause. You said like course.
Oh,
So it's cause, the root cause, right? Um, or you can also use the idiom, the heart of the matter, right? That's really the heart of the issue. Like the heart is also like the root, but that was good. The root cause, really great answer. That was an example of like 7, 8, 8.5 style answer for that first question. The second one is difficult, right? But remember, you don't need to get the question right. You don't need to give a great answer. You just need to demonstrate your English, right? So, think about you're talking with your friend and you're talking and they're talking about their job, they're so stressed, right? What would you say to them? You're like, you could even flip the question, right? And not talk about the employer, talk about the worker. You're like, well, employers are there to ensure that their workers do good work. So I'm not sure that it's necessary that the employer should be so focused on ensuring that their workers are not overworked. The workers are there to work. So I would say that it's up to the worker to ensure that they de-stress, that they find ways to relieve their stress. Then you can go into some easy things. Talk about exercise, talk about listening to music, talk about, you can flip it any way you want, right? Because it's an English test. It's not how smart you are about, office regulations and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yes, okay.
So
Thank
a
you.
lot of people forget that because we're so used to tests, right? In school, we're always trying to get the right answer to the test. And people go through that same mindset with IELTS speaking. Reading and listening and even a little bit of writing, yeah, you need to kind of answer the question. But speaking is totally different. You can speak what you want. As long as you're kind of answering the question, then you're fine.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, please.
In part three, we should expand our answers as long as possible, right?
Not as long as possible. You can think about it kind of like if you're writing, it would be like 2 paragraphs, not quite like part 2 where you need to do 2 minutes, but, I would say 30 seconds to a minute is a good time frame. So there is no like time limit or like timing of the part 3, but yeah, you want to make sure you first answer the question directly, support your answer with examples, and then kind of wrap it up if you can. So that's really only like, I don't know, a paragraph, 2 paragraphs. So you don't necessarily need to, expand so much, right? So for part 3, they're probably going to ask you, I don't know, 3 to 5 questions, right? And the IELTS test, speaking test, is only about 15 minutes max, usually a little bit less than that. So by the time you get to part 3, you're already at about 6 to 7 minutes. That means you have only about 4 to 5 minutes left. So if they ask you 3 to 4 questions, then you only need to spend 30 seconds to 45 seconds to answer each one. So no, you don't worry about, speaking for the length of time. Worry about demonstrating and performing your answer, right? Focus on using that good vocab, using that variety of grammar, and that's what you should be focusing on, because it's part 2, that's where you need to focus on hitting a target of at least like a minute to 1 minute 30. You don't want to speak under that. But for part 3, don't worry so much about the time. Worry about demonstrating the highest level English that you have.
Yes. Thank you.
No
Thanks
problem.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Well, I hope you can join again. Your English is really great. And I think, with practice, you could achieve a very, very high band score.
Yes, I hope so.
Good.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks for joining. Goodbye, Serene.
You. Bye.
All right. How about Yun
Sorry?
say hi was next, I think. Hello, Yun.
Hello, teacher.
How are you today?
Yes, I'm good. And you? How are you today?
I'm great, thank you. The
Yeah.
weather is cooling down a little bit now. It's been so hot in Kanta, but now the weather is cooling, so that's nice.
Yes, the weather is quite good.
Where do you live?
I live in Hưng City.
In where?
Hưng City.
Hungyun.
Hưng
Hung-ing. I don't know that. Where is that?
This year city near to Hanoi's capital.
Okay, I see. Great. Are you preparing to take the IELTS test soon?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. What did you get? What was your score, if you don't mind me asking?
Sport.
What was your band score?
I maybe 6.5.
Okay. Good. Okay, are you ready for your question?
I'm ready.
Let's talk about this topic. This topic is social media. So this is a common topic nowadays on the IELTS speaking test, social media. Which social media platforms are you using? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes. The question is, which social media platforms are you using? Hello, hello? I think we lost her.
Can you hear me? I am speaking.
Now I can. I couldn't hear you before. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. So the question is, which social media platforms are you using?
I often use social media such as Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. I often use Facebook for contact with my friend or my parent and entertainment with status in my status my friend. They share your life in in their Facebook, and I can comment, react my reaction. And besides, I use Facebook to chatting with my chatting and call video when I want to study with my friend, or I can create my motivation. With Facebook, with YouTube, I often learning English on YouTube. I listening program in English such as a TV show, Ellen show. Besides, I listening English song.
Good. Okay. Next question is, what are the pros and cons of using social media?
I
Or in other words, what are the advantages and disadvantages to using social media?
I think the social media have some advantage. We can entertainment, and contact with and make friends with someone in the world. And besides, if we have therefore, social media have disadvantage such as the user can also the much time in the day for social media, and the social media can affect health or health and health in user if we use too much. Yeah.
Very good. Okay, good job. High five to you, Ewan.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was good. You have good vocabulary and you have good fluency. You're able to express your ideas, even though, you can improve with your grammar and even vocabulary, but you're still able to explain yourself. And that's the most important thing. A lot of people, they worry so much about using the correct grammar or vocabulary, and it affects their fluency because they're just not able to speak, right? But you're able to speak so that I can understand you, and that's really great. But you still have a ways to go in terms of your vocab and your grammar and pronunciation. So I would recommend that you take a step back and go back to the phonetic chart and work on your pronunciation of those English sounds. Not a lot of students, they don't spend enough time focusing on the English phonetics. And the really important reason you should do that is because Vietnamese and English pronunciation are so different. And it's necessary to get really good at the phonetics of English first, because that's really the foundation of everything. It's not just the pronunciation, but it's the listening skills, and then the spelling of words, and recognizing patterns in the spelling of words and how they're pronounced, and then tuning your ear so that when you watch YouTube, when you go on Facebook and you watch Ellen, you're gonna be able to listen better. So it's kind of like building a house without a solid foundation, right? You can't build a house without a solid foundation. And English phonetics are the foundation of the language. So, I would go to the IPA chart and really practice those different sounds, the vowel sounds, the consonant sounds, the diphthongs, all of it, and get good at that, and then start building more vocabulary, building your grammar, and then lots of practice. But you got a good start. You were able to answer the questions quite well, but you need to focus on those things that I talked about, and you will get much better, I am sure.
Yeah, thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you for joining, Ewan. Good luck to you. See you again. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Oh, hello. We have the same name. Your name is Alex, huh? Any other questions here in the chats? Wendy wants to join. Okay, Wendy. Are you here still? No, Wendy's not here. All right, guys. I think we will stop here today. Thank you guys so much for joining. My name is Alex again. We'll go live again on Friday at 3 p.m. Vietnam time. Me and my partner, Mr. Chi Wilson, we'll have a topic for you, and we will play some games, and we will open up you guys can practice your speaking as well. And probably in the next few weeks, we'll be launching our app, the IELTS Hackers Beginner Course app for beginners. We're working on our IELTS course next, but our first course is really for beginners. You know, there's a lot of adult Vietnamese people out there who want to take the IELTS. They want to travel to a new country and work or study in a new country, but they're afraid because they've never learned English and they're still beginners. So, you know, learning IELTS is really daunting for them. And, you know, if you're a beginner, you shouldn't worry about IELTS. You need to build up your general English proficiency first. So that's what we're doing with our first course. We are splitting it into 4 skills: English, speaking, reading, writing, and listening. But it is a general English beginner course. We're going to work on pronunciation. We're going to learn the IPA chart. We're going to learn minimal pairs to help you tune your ear to those different sounds in English. We're going to learn basic vocabulary, introducing yourself, talking about your family, describing your hometown. And we have a lot of great lessons using cultural aspects of Vietnamese culture, you know, like Vietnamese food, Vietnamese fashion, Vietnamese travel destinations, because I believe that's great for beginners so that they can make those connections easily and it helps learning. So stay tuned for that. Follow us on TikTok. See you Thursday. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for joining. Okay, one more. Thank you for following Bup Store. We got a rose earlier. Whoever sent the rose, thank you. Bye bye, Kung Mea. Bye bye, An. Okay, you guys can join on Friday. Okay, we'll open it up on Friday. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.